Today's quick tip is on using the crop tool. Not the crop tool that we find over here in the toolbar, but there's actually one most people miss right here under the image drop-down menu. We don't use it because the other one is always so handy and right there in our face. So I've just made some random lines here on my page, and want to show you that I have resized them so that they go out into the outside area of our document. And you'll see by the bounding box here that they do go way out there even though we can't see it. Now, I know I've struggled with this before. I'll resize a ribbon or something else, a photo, and it'll go out into this area, and I think, I want to delete that out there. How do I delete that? And it's really hard. I've tried lots of different ways, learning along the way, as to how I can delete that way out there. Sometimes I'll drag it in, select it, cut it off, and put it back into position. That, of course, is just eyeing things. And so here's what I'm going to show you. If you simply, let's just play so that you see what it does. I've got one layer selected, and I'm going to go to the image drop-down menu and crop, and you can see it just brings up the crop tool just as if you utilized it here in the toolbar on the left. And so that doesn't do us any good or any difference. If you hold down the Control key and click on the layer to get marching ants, then we're going to go to the image drop-down menu and crop, and you'll see it crops it right around that image. Now, this might be useful if you're designing things and you want it to crop around something before you save it as a ping. Of course, you would want to turn off all the other layers and deselect there before you would save that as your ping. So that can also be useful. However, that doesn't do us any good if we're just trying to get rid of this area in a layout, because we certainly don't want to crop down to a small portion. And so if you would just hit Control A on your keyboard, Control A is for select all, and you see it's now put that selection all the way around the edge. And so when we go to the image drop-down menu and crop, it doesn't appear as if anything has happened, but let's do Control G and check, and you can see now each one of these is now cropped to cut off around the edges. Isn't that pretty cool? So I thought it was cool. So you remember that all the extra pixels that are there make our file sizes larger, and even if you don't want to do this as you're going through your layout, maybe you might want to leave it there in case you want to move your ribbon a little bit this way or that way until your layout is exactly the way you want it. But I would suggest then, before you close out your layout file, that you do that simple step, Control A and then Image and Crop, to cut off all that extra stuff, so it'll make your file size a little bit smaller. So I hope you've learned a few little tips by this little hidden crop tool up here, and thanks so much for watching.